This is a quick demonstration of a herringbone knot braid, a herringbone braid or plait. You could also call it a sinnet. I've heard people do that as well. But the first thing you want to do is have 4 strands in your right, 4 strands in your left, and you can see the blue on the top is on this side and the red is on this side, and the colors alternate because we have the colors alternating here. So the first thing you want to do is take the right strand that's furthest away from you, this one, and go over 1, under 2. Now we work on the left side, and remember we have the red on this side, so you can tell the blue will go underneath the red, 1, and over 2, and under 1. Now we go back to the right side, and remember we have the blue here, so we know that the furthest strand away from me is red, so we know that that will go under 1 and over 2. The next turn is going to be on the left. So you take the red, you go over 1, under 2, over 1. And we continue this pattern over and over again until we get the desired length. But I'm going to keep showing you a few more so you can follow along. The blue goes over 1, under 2. The red goes under 1, over 2, under 1. The red here goes under 1, over 2, take the red that's furthest away and go over 1, under 2, over 1. Now we have that herringbone that is slightly longer. Over 1, under 2. Under 1, over 2. Under 1, over 2. Over 1, under 2. Over 1, under 2. Under 1, over 2, under 1. Under 1, over 2. Over 1, under 2, over 1. Now, look how I'm holding this. It's important to hold your strands correctly. That way it's less stressful for you and easier for you to move the strands in the weaving motion you need. That's going to take a while, so just try and be mindful of holding it with your fingers here and your thumbs on top. And let's look at how I manipulate the strings in a way to make this weave or braid. So I'm holding here, and I know I have to go over one. So what I do is I slightly separate the inner two, and I grab the red string that the blue strand is going to go over, and it goes over like that, and then I grab it with my left hand. I dress the knot or the braid. I dress the braid, and I have 5 strands on my left. We can see it's not red, so it's going to go under. Show you that again. I'm holding it here. I take my thumb and isolate the red, and I take the blue and go over 2 and under 1. And we go back to the same position. We take this one, we go under 1, over 2. That's another thing you can do, is see how I'm holding it here. I put my thumbs there. Now these strands are hanging in place and easier for me to manipulate. So all I have to do is take this one here, lift it up for the red strand to go under, and then it goes over the 2. This strand is the next one. It's furthest away from me, and we can tell it goes over because that's what's going over on this side, as you can tell. And you, again, I'm holding everything on one side. That's 3 strands underneath my thumb, and I'm pushing the red strand away from my thumb, which keeps everything in somewhat good order. It's another technique you can use. But now you take this red strand, you isolate that next strand that it goes over, then grab the next two strands and lift it up and push the red strand over the final strand. And there you have it. You have yourself a herringbone knot. And once you get the hang of it, you will be able to do this with your eyes closed, because it's a repetitive motion with only 2 steps. The next knot I'm going to show you is the same pattern as the hood knot found in Tom's Hall, Introduction to Turk's Head's Knot. You can also learn how to tie this knot, or the hood knot, using 1, 2, or 3 strands. You can learn that on Mike Hickey's channel, and I highly recommend going there. He has a lot of good content that teaches you how to braid, as well as the mathematical side of knots and braids, as well as how to draw them before you tie or braid your knots or braids. So I'm just going to keep going here so you can see how this pattern just keeps developing. sorry, that one goes over and under 2. This furthest away braid right here goes under 1, over 2, under 1. And if you wanted, you could keep going with the left side and go over 1, under 2. And now the left side of the braid, or the strands on the left side, will be the ones that have 3 in it. You can continue doing that. Take this one and go under 1, over 2, which is, now we have no less than 4 strands on our right side. Keep going. There's 3. 4 on each side. Now, if you want this side to have 3 or 4 on each side, as opposed to this side, then just do one more step on this side, and now you have your left side that has either 4 or 5 strands. You can alternate if you would like, if you want. You have 4 strands, and now I have 3 on the right, and now I have 5 on the left, under, over 2, under, under 1, over 2, 3 again on my right side, over 1, under 2, over 1. But now if I want 3 strands on this side again, I just keep going one more cycle. And I don't recommend doing another cycle after that. It's just much easier to keep doing it in the same way throughout. And now we have the same setup as we had in the beginning. 4 on each side, over 1, under 2. Now we have 3 on this side and 4 on that side. Go under 1, over 2, under 1. And here you have the 8-strand herringbone. You could find this in the Ashley Book of Knots. The knot is somewhere around 2,906 or 2,998. It's somewhere in the 2,990s listed knots. Stay tuned as I'm going to undo this and then start working on the hood knot. See you soon.